Going through an old bag of some stuff and some old camera stuff, contacts there, and Olympus Nikon News. And what I found, contacts 139, Fireball Makina. Yeah, Olympus stuff, Nikon News. And what I found amongst this is a record mirror. So it only remains for me to say,
let's take a look through
the record mirror, March 22nd, 1986. Here's a look at what's inside. We'll open up and we're into the Style Council and the new single, Have You Had It's Ho Blue, from Absolute Beginners. You got a bit on the Nightingales, Something a Skillful Family, and the Waterboys did a date. There's what's his name. Okay, so we've got a bit of contents there. Let's get into it. New single by Big Country, Look Away. It all seems a bit magazine-y. Sort of, I guess it's because it's magazine format now. Sweet. Gene Loves Jezebel. Screaming Nose. Fergal Sharkey. Someone to Somebody. How would he know that it'd be monitoring the waterways and water quality? As a advert by Bronski Beat, advert by Depeche Mode, Black Celebration, and I've got a bit up here, a bit of Queen, little article on, a bit of a paragraph on Paul Hardcastle, and Big Audio Dynamite on their video and single E=MC², and there's also a big advert for Brian Ferry. Just let you read that. Don Letts, blah blah blah. More adverts. Quite an interesting advert here from Max. Was probably one of the most interesting things in this. A couple of these over the other day for £1. Old tapes, only TDK. If anybody's interested in those. And then the big article, The Band That Gives You a Headache. So, who's this by? Nancy Culp. So basically she just goes through, she's on the road with New Order and drinking a bit much. She does like a mini interview, driving too fast, mini interview, shy when they were young from council estate, and actually not much in it at all. Advert for the Flaming Mussolini's. Another brilliant advert here. Do you remember these? Do you remember Sideshow? They are £50. That's quite expensive back in the day. So that's from Dixon's. Whatever happened to Dixon's? They were on a par with Jessop's at one stage. Another great advert, Yamaha DX100. Get the feeling that's supposed to be a picture there. So again, single of the week, Gene Loves Jezebel, Sweetest Thing, on Beggar's Banquet. What else have we got? In that interview, they were playing Shellshock, of course. This sounds not unlike the designer label offering from the Thompson Twins of Human Leagues with a dash of freezes. Are you a bit harsh? Period hijinks. Some I expect it to be a bit more than treading water from the Manchester Fun Bunch. And that's reviewed by Mike Gardner, who looks like he's had a good night out. Also, what is it? Bronski Beat, Queen, It's Kind of Magic. So this was the sort of thing. Rock Me Amadeus, that was sort of 86 stuff going on. What else we've got? Culture Club, advert, lots of big adverts in this. Husker Du, a little bit on Husker Du there. Candy Apple Grey. Might be interesting that if you like Husker Du. Red Guitars, Tales of the Expected on Virgin. So there's a bit on that as well for you. Mantronics, that seems a big advert here. Mantronics, Flaming Mussolini's album. So the chart file, top singles, top artists of 1985. So the results are just in. You see Madonna, Tears for Fears, Bruce Springsteen, Wham, Paul Hardcastle. So that's Marillion. Jesus. So that's how it was. in 85. The rot is also starting to set in. Top album artists 85. Dire Straits. Bruce Springsteen doing very well. Phil Collins, Madonna, Tisha, U2. All starts to get very pop and commercialised. Gossip column there. There's another bit on New Order. Can't be bothered to read that. Latin Quarter, and then a crossword. So you can have a look at the crossword. Take a picture of that, print it out. Latin Quarter, Modern Times. And then some film reviews, Young Sherlock Holmes, No Surrender, sort of like Northern Ireland in Liverpool. Return of the Living Dead, great photo. Young Sherlock Holmes advert. News. Echo and the Bunnymen have confirmed that their drummer Pete DeFreitas has left the group. With immediate future, the Bunnymen will be using Blair Cunningham from former Haircut 100. Susan Vega, King Kurt, Kate Bush, Bob Geldof, Alison Moyet. Bit on Zig Zig Sputnik, the fake punk fashion band, and an advert for Matt Bianco. Some of these adverts, the ZX Spectrum 128, so the Spectrum was still going then. Not a photo of it. Digging Your Scene, so there's a big article there on the Blow Monkeys. And the UK singles, so we've got Diana Ross, Bowie with Absolute Beginners, Digging Your Scene, Wonderful World, James Brown, Living in America. UK albums, Brothers in Arms, It's for Lovers, Whitney Houston, Phil Collins, Kate Bush, Hands of Love, Once Upon a Time, Simple Minds, Talking Heads, Little Creatures, Go West. And we also have a list for the music video there. Stop Making Sense, Talking Heads, Wham, Live in Rio, Queen, Under a Blurred Sky, U2, and compact discs. So it differs sort of more or less the same. It's just coming in at this time, so there you are. And an advert for Gene Loves Jezebel. So the US singles. See Thompson Twins in America. Mike and the Mechanics, Silent Running. Bullets, I don't know what that is. Whitney Houston, Sade doing well. Dire Straits. And again, discs. So more charts. Eurobeat reggae chart. Indie singles. So we've got the Pogues. Trumpton Riots, Half Man, Half Biscuit. Depeche Mode. Sister Mercy or Sisterhood, fighting for the name there. Yeah, just have a look around that. So you see why I prefer the early 80s. I can't read out the number one there. Cramps, Pogues, The Icicle Works. I saw that the other day actually. The Damned but Not Forgotten. And then there's a list of gigs. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So weekly gigs. And then we've got some letters. Who have we got here? Is that tea or champagne? Yeah. Two of the biggest political idiots of our lifetimes. Well, there's a letter. This red wedge thing makes me cross. Okay, everybody's entitled to say think about this lousy government. Well, that's very true. But when musicians group together to influence impressionable fans towards a political party, they're no better than the politics they decry. For although that may not be the intention, it is the effect. Anyone claims to be impressionable is being insulted. Views of Weller and co crammed down their throat. Instead of not being allowed to draw their own conclusions, on the state of the country. Has Billy Braddon forgotten the words he once wrote? I don't want to change the world, I'm not looking for New England. That's Steve Davis, snooker player. Landed, no. And there's a bit of an answer to that. Any more? How about here? I actually agree with one thing John Lyndon said in a recent interview about Two-Face Certain People. It's pathetic how everyone's now saying how great he is and making out that they're always Pistols fans. That's very true. Take Mike Reid and John Lewis, Top of the Pops. Crawling isn't a strong enough word. Saying things like, one of the best performances I've ever seen, creep, creep. It's just so reassuring to see all these people trying to convince us that they've always thought John Lennon was a demigod. Funny. I can never... Of course, seeing Mike Reid with a Moki, haircut and safety pins. So, good humoured letters there. Yeah, that's definitely champagne. And we've got Susan Vega, Greenwich Village, and an interview with her. That's the letters page. Not very exciting. A couple of gig reviews. Stargazers. Prefab Sprouts, probably the most interesting one of that lot. March Violets in Brighton, Prefab Sprout, Odeon. So then we're on to some 1986 adverts. Personnel, always like reading the personnels. There we go. Kind, caring male seeks pleasant, very busty female. Must be busty. It's a bit misogynistic, isn't it? For mutual friendship, social life laughs. Seeking jobless country girl to marry lonely farmer. That's pretty reasonable, isn't it? Exciting new dates. Are you seeking occultist witches? God, blimey. So records for sale. Somebody's got some wings there they want to get rid of. Record fairs of the time. Blackbird Moon Slough. So I don't think we had many record fairs back then, actually, to be honest with you. Depeche Mode concert. How much is that? Ooh, £6, £7. That'd be twice the going rate. I think it was like £3.54. Imagination. All but hold the same, £5.50. Imagine paying £7 then to see Imagination. Black Britain, yeah, whatever. I don't know what that is. Bit of filler by the looks of it. Art of Noise. Yeah, nothing I can see where Rolling Stones. Advert there. Circus. There's a little bit of text there. Mantronics. So overall, very Monsters of Morville Hall. So this is Zig Zig Sputnik, who again were a sort of fake punk fashion band. I really quite dislike them. Got a couple of their singles, but nothing to write home about. And I don't think there was a poster, but on the back there's your record mirror bangles. I don't know if that's supposed to be the poster. Anyway, so I wondered why on earth did I have this, and I suddenly realised I know why I had it, because it had that free on it. So that's why I bought it. Out of 10, my performance on this video, well, out of 10 for this magazine, I think I'd probably give it a straight solid 2. Really quite awful, but I bought it for that. So the version of Subculture, and I think I would get Subculture. Again, different version, and I got Shellshock, which we were playing at the time. So let's have a look at the record mirror. How did I do, Richard Warwick? Give me a mark out of 10. I'm giving myself, I think, a solid 3 out of 10 for my overview of this crappy magazine. Thank you. By the way, if anybody's interested in Nikon News or Hasselblad manuals, catalogues, contacts, please get in touch.